They say that in the beat of the heart is the beat of the drum. If I cannot hear the drum, I cannot dance, I cannot sing. Let me hear the beat of the drum. Last four beats of the drum say that I sing the song to the world. It was late in August in 1959 when I went to Medicine Bow, Wyoming, high on the ridge, to a powwow. There were almost 300 lodges there that day. There was a nice trout stream that ran through, and I fished and I caught me some fresh trout. And I cooked them with potatoes and coffee that night. They were good. They tasted like Mother Earth had planted it there. But I shared with my brother. He came too. I laid by the fire and I looked into the skies, and I seen all the effigies of many, many things. I seen a deer, I seen an owl, I seen an eagle, I seen an elk, I seen an antelope, a mountain lion, all in the stars. I fell asleep late at night, warming myself by the fire. And as the night went on, I dreamt of a very strange dream. I had gone to see Kablesia to dream. Suddenly, a vision opened to me. And there was a great rock that stood next to me on the mountain. And I turned and I looked at this rock, and a spider crawled across the top of the rock into me. I looked at her and I said, "Inktomi, where do you come from all the time? I see many of you in the morning sun on the webs in October. Where is your web this day?" She vanished. I never seen her again. And Raven came out of the rock and flew away. And suddenly I heard a great rumble. And as this rumble came, there was a holy man standing by the rock. In one hand, he had a great gourd bowl. And in the other hand, he had a broken half of a geode stone with amethyst all inside. And he tilted it, and when he tilted it, the water flowed onto the earth. But not only did the water flow onto the earth, but the creatures came out and landed on the ground, and they were very, very small. But as they ran away, they became the size that they should have been as they journeyed far from me, down to the great plains far below. When I looked down below, I seen many campfires from the teepees of the Cheyenne, Natista, Chahila, Northern Cheyenne. They were there. I could hear their dancing and they're singing from the celebration of the great hunt of Tatanka, the buffalo. I could smell the cooking fires and hear the children laughing and knowing that these people were happy because their bellies were full and they were at peace with the circle unbroken of Mother Nature herself and the gift that Tatanka gave to them each day. And when I dreamed again, I dreamed that there were shadows from the fire cast along the mud, along the great poles. And in behind, I seen painted faces look out every once in a while. But these painted faces, I did not know. For they were Cheyenne spirits of long ago. The Cheyenne spirits that used to hunt here so many, many moons ago. And yet they were here talking to us. I heard one say, "This young one, he's afraid, you see. Look at him. He covers his head with his buffalo robe. He do not wish to see. Maybe he will learn something if he watches you and me." They began to dance around the fire, these spirits of Cheyenne Bow, poking their lances at an imaginary buffalo. Now my feet could not sit still no longer, you see, because the drum was sounding and my heart was keeping time and my feet began to dance. I jumped from beneath my buffalo robe and picked up a crooked stick that laid on the ground, and I too stuck that imaginary buffalo as I danced with these painted faces of Cheyenne long ago. We sat down in the shadows of the fire that night, all these spirits from long ago. One was a holy man, and he spoke with gentleness and said to me, "What is your name, young one?" I looked at him and kind of hung my head, and I said, "My name is Mato. Lila Wonkan Mato Hankapa Wishte." "Ah, that is a long name for such a small boy. Why do they call you so?" "Oh, grandfather, that is a long story. Do we have time to say?" "You have all the time in the world to do what you must do, grandson. Do not be afraid. Tell me how you got your name." I told them that long ago how I got my name fishing at a water hole, and how the bear came out and stole my fish in the line. 3 times the cub took my fish. Finally I became disgusted with this young one. I took my fly rod and I started pounding on him, and the bear ran off crying, and I chased him into the willow. That was a big mistake, don't you know? For there in the middle of the willow, on her hind legs and raising up, she let me know that those were her cubs and to let them go. Well, this old creek was running pretty darn fast, so I jumped in and went down the creek to escape from her, for she was mad. My grandfather was laughing all this time, telling me, "Naday washkana, Naday, nada washkana." Leave him alone. But I did not pay attention. I was still mad. And that's how I got my name. One that walks holy with the bear, don't you know? And my name is Lila Wonkan Mato Hankapa Oshte. In the shadows of these Cheyenne spirits that sat, another one asked me, "Where did you come from, young man?" "I came from the northwest territory in the Great Plains of Canada, who we call grandmother. I was born in Channing, Canada, south of Flim Flam. The Cheyenne spirits all sitting there, and their heads were bobbing up and down with what I was saying, don't you know? Another asked me, who was your mentor and your teachers? I said, my grandfather, Tonka Nagishla. He taught me right from wrong. He told me that I had two paths to walk each day, that I must walk one or the other, but no one can tell me which one to walk. Only you can decide that, grandson, he would say. He taught me how to hunt, how to trap, how to track, how to ride a horse like a man rides a horse. He taught me how to shoot, taught me how to make my bow and my arrows, taught me the tools I needed to make the arrow shaft straight, taught me of many things that are gone now, except for those of us that keep the legends alive to tell the children how they could survive. It is sad, for you see, many of the children don't know. One step into the woods and they're lost. You hear about this every day, where children and young men and old men have wandered away. I will never be lost, for you see, I wandered when I was young, as far as I could go, from sea to shining sea. Another warrior looked at me and he said, you one day will tell the people our story. My time is short now, and my day will come, and I will journey to the spirit world far into the northern sky. I will thank Tatanka, the buffalo that lives in the north. And to the east, where the morning sun rises, Wamli, the great spirit that goes to Tunkashila and takes my words from my Chinupi Luta when I sit and smoke and I talk to the grandfather. He knows what is in my heart. It is a sad day when the sun rises and I will say goodbye to the Cheyenne spirits of Medicine Bow. My fire grows dim now, and I wake in the morning sun. I drop to my knees and I pray and ask the grandfathers to talk to the spirits again one day in Cheyenne spirit of Medicine Bow.